Hey y'all, it's Because Mama Said So, and tonight we're making chicken pot pie casserole. This is a dish that is a play off of a chicken pot pie, but you do it in a 9x13 baking dish, and it is absolutely delicious. To start off, we're going to melt 1 stick of butter, and to that we'll add 3/4 of a cup of flour and stir that for about a minute to bake out that raw flour taste. Once it's nice and thick, we'll go ahead and add our 4 cups of chicken stock. Now, I'm using the chicken stock that I made homemade a few weeks ago, but you can also use made from a bouillon or from a can, whichever one you have. No shame in your stock game. Once we let this stir, you can see a little bit of it still frozen. Yours probably won't be, but I'm going to have to cook that down for just a second. And then we'll add our seasonings and our veggies and our chicken. Here we're adding 2 chicken breasts that I cooked and shredded, but you can use any kind of chicken you can get your hands on. You can use rotisserie chicken, chicken thighs, chicken breast, whatever you can get a hold of. Then I'm going to add a bag of frozen peas and carrots and a bag of frozen pearl onions. We'll stir this together and let it cook for about 10 minutes to defrost everything. While that's happening, I'm going to add my seasonings, poultry seasoning, salt, pepper, and all of these yummies. Oh, and parsley. We'll add that to our pot and we'll let that cook for about 10 minutes and stir. Then we'll turn the heat off and we'll add our 1.5 cups of heavy cream, and then we'll set it aside while we prepare our crusts. To prepare our crust, we'll take 2 9-inch pie crusts. Now, I'm using store-bought. You can make them yourself at home. Totally up to you, whatever works with your schedule and your preference. I'm going to lay this out. I did let them sit out on the counter to soften up just a little bit before rolling them. But I'm going to roll them out slightly bigger than my 9x13 baking dish, and I'm going to sprinkle them with parsley so that when I roll them, it kind of rolls the parsley into the dough. It just gives it a nice flavor. And then I'll roll it up onto the rolling pin, and then I'll place it into that 9x13 baking dish that I will spray with some non-stick spray. Once the crust is laid in there, I'll kind of press it around the edges, kind of making like a little bit of a pie crust in the bottom there. And then I'll add my filling. But before that, I'm going to go ahead and roll my second pie crust just like I did the first one. After we add the filling, we'll go ahead and put the other prepared pie crust on top, and then I kind of like roll up the edges that are a little bit too big to kind of create like a little bit of a pie border, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to be rustic, nothing fancy. Then I'm going to brush this with our egg wash, which is 1 egg and a tablespoon of water. And then I also, as you can see here, am cutting in 4 vents so that way the steam can come out during the cooking process. Once I get the egg wash on, I'll sprinkle on just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper on top of the crust to give it flavor. This is going to go into a 365-degree oven for about 45 to 50 minutes until that is nice and bubbly and the crust is a nice brown color. This is what it looked like coming out of the oven, still bubbly and nice and golden. Let this stand for about 10 minutes before serving. This is what my plate looked like. This was absolutely delicious. I added a little extra sprinkle of parsley over the top. I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe. I'd love to chat in the comments. I'd love to know what you had for dinner tonight. Take care of yourself, your precious cargo. Why? Because Mama said so.